This episode of the Fiction Writers Podcast is brought to you by How to Write a Novel That Sells. Do you dream of writing a best-selling fiction novel? With the right tools, you could get there sooner than you think. Visit www.howtowriteanovelthatsells.com and unlock the secrets to writing compelling fiction taught by international best-selling author Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where you will discover tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Here you'll find new energy, new perspectives, new resources, and new ideas that will spark your creativity into a blaze of brilliance. It's easier than you think. Be sure you visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, get out your notebook, tune in, and let's get started.
Almost every student and client I work with is in a hurry. If that's you, here's why that's not such a good idea. My name is Lana McAra, and welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast. Tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. When you write a book, you are creating a legacy. You're creating something that could live on for hundreds of years. Why would you want to rush the process and put out a product, a book, that is half-baked? Well, maybe not half-baked, but here are some things to think about when you're getting ready to publish. When you have, say you just don't get a contract right away. Maybe you can't find anyone. You're looking for traditional publishing. You're looking for a hybrid. You're not getting it right away. Well, here's some things that's going to help you. First of all, as you're writing, in the writing process and going over these additions and drafts and so forth, you're developing habits. You need to develop habits as a writer. There are certain turns of phrases you want to avoid. You want to get sensitive to that. You want to get used to feeling the writing as complete, rather than dashing something off and going good enough. And I know a lot of marketers, internet marketers, are saying just fire and then aim. But that does not apply when you are writing a book and a legacy for your company, for your family, for yourself. So watch your habits. Develop your habits as a writer. Does that mean rolling out at a certain hour and hitting the keyboard early before work? Does that mean making notes and having ideas come into your mind throughout the day and carrying a little journal with you or something like that? Develop your habits. And so this is not a one-off thing. If you want to be a professional writer, then you think in certain ways, you notice certain things, and you record, and you do these things habitually. You're constantly filling your pantry of ideas and sensory images and characters and other things. And so develop those habits while you're waiting to publish. The second benefit is that you can dig deeper. The first idea you have isn't probably going to be the one that's going to make it for you. Keep digging for ideas. You want the deep stuff. You want the timeless ideas and situations and so forth. So keep digging for good ideas. I saw a video recently where this young woman in her 20s, is a master at creating viral shorts on YouTube. And she has 100 ideas before she actually creates one of them. And so dig deeper for your ideas and develop them while you're waiting. And then one of the greatest benefits that I find in my own writing, because I will write, and then of course I write for a living. So then I have to move to another project for a client. And so while I'm working on something else, this personal project of mine is simmering in the background. And sometimes I'll look out the window and all of a sudden go, you know what? There's an idea. I can add layer to this particular character. I can add layer to this particular scene. And I make a note of that. And if you rush to publication, you're going to miss the layers. Your story is going to be flat. It might have a couple of subtexts in it, but you're not going to have the richness that comes from letting your mind mull it over. Mulling it over is a highly valuable process. So when you feel like laying on the couch and watching Netflix, you're actually working. I know this is good news for everyone because your mind is still mulling over, and you'll have ideas and you'll see layers and you'll get inspiration for the way you can work things out in your story. Don't rush to publication. And then another one, the last one, which I believe is the fourth one or number 5, you can connect your book to a hook. And when I go like this, I mean, I'm hooking in to a topic. So a hook connects into public relations. What are you going to talk about when your book comes out? Well, I like to anchor my stories into something personal. So I have a personal story that I can tell. You can also hook into some cause. You could do breast cancer. You could do the environment. You could do a lot of things, a cause. You could also do some interests, sports, or a sports hero, someone in the past, present, that you could connect to. There's so many things that you could hook into in order to take advantage of an interest group that's already there. And it doesn't have to be sleazy. It can be perfectly natural. I had a client, a book coaching client, who hooked in to a nonprofit organization that helps families of children with cancer. That's a beautiful thing. It wasn't sleazy at all. She's donating, actually, a portion of her book's profits to this organization as a thank you. So find a way to create reasons to talk about your book, to talk about your story, to talk about where your ideas came from and inspiration that you had. Rushing to press not only leaves some typos in there, more than likely, but it also really hinders your ability to create a timeless legacy piece that you could be proud of, not only for decades to come, for generations to come. So take your time. And then when you're done, you can go with confidence and you have something to talk about. Thank you so much for being with us on the Fiction Writers Podcast today. My name is Lana McAra. See you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where we share tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Remember to visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Fiction Writers Podcast.